Hi there, it's Leanne. Stay off my lawn, Parazone. Or as my, sorry, you know how it is, something in your mouth, beside your teeth, and you got to get rid of it. So let's talk about the paranormal for a minute. We haven't done that for a while. Maybe we have. I don't remember. Not important. Another shirt by Andrew Stonerock. I have to dig into my Beardo shirts. I'm hoping to have some from Raw Paranormal coming, and Bristol Paranormal. I'm not a walking, am I? Walking advertisement for paranormal groups. I just like their shirts. There is something, where'd it go? Where'd you put it? Something I will share. And basically, first off, not anything that, I mean, someone wants to sponsor me. Yeah, that's golden. Gonna happen? No. It could happen. Always look positive at life. Look positive at everything. It could happen. Anyway, so, no, it's not a sex toy. Get your mind out of there. It's a, okay, you'll have to search Beardo's, posts. He has a code for these. They are Pete earbuds. I bought them off of seeing a recommendation on one of his videos. They fit around the ear, not over. They don't interfere with my glasses, my hat, anything else I might wear. They even do well with my earrings. Put them on. They have a microphone. You can use them for podcasting. I haven't paired them with my phone yet, so you're stuck with the phone audio. And right now they just paired with my iPad. But you take them out, you put them in their charging case, and they will unpair, disconnect. It's got a little, they're rechargeable, that you can do a force connect there if they don't automatically connect. They're small, they're lightweight. They do tend to, I have to move them around occasionally because they do start to kind of irritate a bit, but not as bad as most of the ones. I can't stand the in-the-ear buds. I usually wear an over-the-ear thing, and of course it gets tangled with everything else I wear. So far these have been the best option. They're P-E-A-T, Pete earbuds. I got them off of Amazon with like $50, but I got like $5 off using the code. And if I find the code, I'll post it in a comment. But so far I haven't. But that's all of a sight. Go. I hope you're still with me. They say the first 30 seconds is the important part of the video that keeps people watching. And I didn't mean to launch into a commercial. It's just how my brain works. You know, there's a squirrel. I gotta chase it. And now we're 5 minutes in, and we still haven't discussed the paranormal. Beyond the fact that I like shirts with paranormal pictures on them. So basically, the thought was occurring to me is, I watch a lot of videos. I watch reacts, I watch premieres, I watch lives. And often in the I guess standalone videos, the ones just posted, not with a premiere or live. A lot of well, it could be. Okay, sorry. I'll stay on track. Regardless of where I've seen them, whether it's in the comments or people have talked about, whatever, is how people react to the paranormal when it happens. Now, we know some teams scream, throw things, run out of the building, whatever. Act like a simple knock. Act like a simple hearing a breath or a creak or a word. And, other times these videos are sort of criticized because the people don't react. I know, you can't win one way or the other, and the people in comments watching and saying, oh, that was me, I'd be running out of that place, and I wouldn't be stopping to take a picture. I wouldn't go look for what this is. I'd be running out of there. And, possible. But if you're in there, if you're in a place and something just happens and you happen to be recording it, which is something that also mystifies me, how these people, if I hear a noise in my house, I go and check it out. I don't get my phone first and start recording. I guess if you're alone and you want evidence of your demise or something, if you think it's that serious, you should have called 911. Or in other places, I think it's 999, or used to dial 0. And the operator would connect you. Yeah, there used to be real people on the telephone that did stuff. Anyway, so the point is, yes, a lot of people film things that seems weird to be filming because they aren't investigating, but they hear a noise and they never heard it before, but they start filming. I figure if you've heard the noise maybe once, twice, a couple of times, then you might film it just to prove that you heard it, or be filming to see if you can figure out what it was because you've heard it before. Sorry, I lost my point of thought and I got to go back and reclaim it. It'll be just a moment. Please talk among yourselves. Okay, well, the point isn't what everybody else does. People react in different ways, and they can all react however they want. Now, if you saw me in a video and something happens, you'd probably think it was fake because I would look at it and go, that's interesting. I might even say, well, that's the thing. And, most generally, I would check it out. I'd try to debunk it. I'd see what's causing it. And, but I don't see myself running away, screaming, throwing anything, having a heart attack. Because that's not me. And people say, oh, well, that's a flex. You're flexing, you're boasting that, oh, you woo, aren't you so brave? Nothing bothers you, woo, woo, woo. Nobody has actually said that. I am imagining what people might say if they saw a video of me capturing evidence and all that. Because, you know, I like to imagine I'm other people responding to my stuff. So far, I've just gotten used to hearing my own voice back on the recorder. So, you know, I got a ways to go. And there's nothing wrong with talking to yourself. Or even arguing with yourself. I had a full argument out loud with myself in the kitchen about doing the dishes. And my partner looked at me like, okay. We picked up a weirdo. I can't remember if I won the argument or not. Usually I lose. But anyway, so the point is, people know how they are going to react to things generally. And sometimes they're jump scares and, you know, sudden things they aren't expecting. They're all keyed up to see something. Something happens and they freak out. You know, that happens. But I thought let me tell you. If you have these in certain streams, I was listening to Peter Laws, one of his stories, and his sound effects are so realistic, it kept giving me jump scares. It sounded like somebody was knocking right next to me. It sounded like these noises were right next to me, and I was just like, yeah, I was jump scaring all over the place because it's a story. You're not expecting to be scared. So anyway, just an example of me on a daily basis, how things really don't bother me. So I was just out, and this is what brings up the story. I was just out feeding the outdoor feral cats. And they're all, you know, they're gathering around wanting their food, and I shoo them off of the tote bin plastic container that has the cat food in it, and I'm in the middle of pulling this 30-pound bag out of this bin, and I'm in mid-pull, and I look to my left. There was some movement. I looked to my left, and about 2 feet away, on top of a box, level with my head, is the rear end of a very large skunk with their tail up. And I looked, and I paused for a second, and I went, oh, hi there. You're okay. Nobody gonna hurt you. We're just getting the food out. And went back to pulling this bag, and the skunk turned, and it climbed off the boxes and climbed down and disappeared into the stuff on the deck. And I said to myself, great, me 1, skunk 0. Actually, it's about me 50, skunk 0 so far. Because, first off, really, this is not much about the paranormal anymore. It's about stupid things in life. So, anyways, the point being is, well, for one thing, with skunks, if you're calm and you're quiet, they're not going to spray you. You can shoo them off your porch. You can save the delivery guy from running into them, whatever. They spray when they feel their life is in danger, they're being attacked, or if they're startled. Little side note, did you know you can keep a skunk from spraying by grabbing its tail and lifting its hind legs off the ground? It's true. If you ever happen to be that close to a skunk and want to do that, the fact is that the spray is expelled by their leg muscles, and they tense them against the ground to spray, but if their legs are off the ground, they can't tense them to spray. But now, you've got this skunk holding it a few inches off the ground, and you got to figure out what to do with it. Because the minute you put that sucker down, it's going to spray. And so now you're standing there with the skunk tail in your hand, and what are you going to do? Which is why I've never tested this for myself or tried it. Yes, I have had skunks very close. I look down, I'm doing the cat feeding. I look down, I've got a skunk next to my foot. I'm bending over doing stuff on the deck, and I look up, and here about a foot from my head is a skunk sitting under the rocking chair with his tail up, pointed at me. I lived life dangerously. Dangerously. So you think the paranormal's going to scare me? No, I just talk to the skunks nicely, and I move back. Sometimes I wait till they leave the area. Sometimes I shoo them off if I need to do something right away, but you know. I get along with them. They get along with me. But the fact is okay, you know. Yeah, I guess it is a brag. If you can stare down the skunk butt without freaking out, then, you know, you're a pretty solid person. I see people freak out and the skunk is clear across the yard from them. It's like, dude, they're slow. They don't attack people. By the time you get to them, they'll be gone. And they're not going to run up here and spray you. Heck, one time, okay, sometimes the raccoons come, especially in the spring, and they bring the babies. And so I was going out to feed the cats at night, as usual. And they're all running around, and there's some boxes and stuff there from deliveries, because when you feed ferals, you got a lot of cat food delivered every month. And so I looked down, and here next to my foot was this baby raccoon with his little arms raised like, pick me up, pick me up. I'm looking at him going, and you think about it for a second. Because you're like, oh, sweet baby. And it is being sweet and quiet, and it's wanting you to pick it up like its mommy would. But then the bell rings in your head that says, baby, baby, mama somewhere. You do not want to go between them. You do not get between a baby and its mama. And yep, just over the boxes, mom kept poking her head up, and she'd race to another place, and she'd look, and she was obviously in a very upset state. So I shooed him along, and it was obvious that she couldn't get to him as long as I was out there. So I went inside and let them have their family reunion and get out of there. But so what I'm talking about is when you're paranormal investigating, or about anything in life, is your state of mind. To keep yourself calm and collected. Don't let yourself get all hyped up over what you might see or the stories about a place. You know, don't let it feed you to get your anxiety up. Go in calm. Go in basically with the attitude of, I probably won't find anything. I might find something, but don't go in like, oh my God, the ghosts are going to attack me. I'm going to die. What am I going to do? Be scared. Forget the horror movie tropes. Forget about all of the, stuff that's said about the place that is intended to scare you. Go in calm and collected, professional. That's the key, professional. If you want to be an investigator, if you're on a ghost hunt and you're just looking to be scared, well, by golly, go ahead and scare yourself all you want. But what you record, the evidence you get, is not going to be taken seriously if you go in with that kind of attitude. And really, in life, attitude is everything. You go into a job interview with, I own this place. I own this job. This is my job, and nobody else is going to get it. You don't go in, oh, I hope they like me. Oh, I hope to get the job. Oh, my God, I'm not qualified. Oh, my God, oh, my God, oh, my God. You probably won't get the job because you're just sitting there freaking out. You're not giving them a solid presence. And that may help your paranormal investigating as well. That solid presence. That these spirits or whatever can contact you without freaking you out, without causing you any kind of harm. I don't know if it'll increase what you see or experience. I don't know if it'll increase your evidence. Nobody knows. Okay, that's the key. Nobody knows. When people say this doesn't work, that doesn't work, they don't really know. Based on current science, it may not work. But we don't know if this other dimension, spirit realm, whatever you want to call it, the energy beings work on our same science. So, but regardless, well, this was an excuse to tell a skunk story and to encourage you to do your investigations professionally. If you want to film all the freakouts and that's what you want to post as your video, that's up to you. If you want to say, hey, we got scared here, and you show the clip as, that's okay too. But in the meantime, you need to approach it seriously in a professional manner. And that's all I have to say about that at the moment. You all have a good night, good day, good morning. I'm still trying to figure out a time to when lives are best. Every time I start to go live, there's somebody else that's live, and to tell you the truth, I want to watch them instead of, it's not a competition thing. It's like, oh my God, this person's live. I want to watch it. Because I enjoy the live broadcasts more than I do the replay of lives. Because you always see something you want to comment on, and you're like, I can't comment because it's a rewatch. So, I'm working on that. Also working on a time that's good for other people. And, my hours are weird, so usually I'm up where most Americans are in bed, and the UK is just starting its day, so it's kind of in between bad and bad times. So y'all take care. Love you. Stay off my lawn. No streaking. You know who I'm talking to. Bye.